forcing them to do what? Essentially Satan. You know, there's a very methodical squeeze that's happening on the people. You know, that's leading them to a very insidious path. You know, and that's the MOTB that we have been speaking about. You know, for decades. You know, starting with our apostles and our bishops on down. You know, and these various things that's happening. You know, people are going to have to make an individual choice in what they believe in. So this is why we adamantly do these videos, you know, to give our people the correct alternative. The alternative to turning back to Yahweh by Shem Yahushua, right? Because if you're dependent on this place and you think that this place is going to continue, then you're going to be induced to do what? To take that mark, which is going to lead to your destruction. In times of famine, in times of hardship, we're wired naturally to look for things to go back to normal, right? And if you're looking for things to go back to normal, then you're going to be destroyed by the Heavenly Father, because things will never be normal again. And with that sense of people looking for normalcy, the elite are going to lead the people towards the path of the MOTB. There's actually, if somebody can look this up, a term called normalcy bias. Okay? Right?
Yep, I got a quick precept for you.
Yes, sir.
Yep, this is Matthew chapter 10, verse 39. It says, "He that findeth his life shall lose it, and he that loseth his life for my name's sake shall find it." You know what I'm saying? Just like you're going into, people want things to go back to normal. But the thing is, that normal you wanted to go back to was never normal in the first place. You know what I'm saying? So actually, Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai and the Israelites is what's gonna bring the world back to normal. You know what I'm saying? But in the meantime, the rulership that's set up, you seeing how that's not normal, and that's why it's crumbling. You know, you got it.
Yes, sir. Go ahead, read that out for me.
Normalcy bias.
Yes, sir.
So this is normalcy bias, and it's defined as it is a psychological tendency where people assume things will continue normally, even during the warning signs of danger or major change.
Right, so a lot of people, they see what's going on, but they think, oh, it'll get better. You know, Trump is crazy. We in another war. You know, the average person can tell you more about celebrities in their life than geopolitics. Okay? I'm sorry.
You finish your point?
No, go ahead.
It's Luke 21 and 25. And then there shall be signs in the sun, and in the moon, and in the stars. And upon the earth, distress of nations, with perplexity, the sea and the waves roaring.
Can you look up that word, I think distress, and like the root word of that?
Yep.
And then I believe you jump down to, I have to look. If you jump down, it actually says cattle being squeezed into, you know.
I got it.
You got it?
Yeah.
Good, bring it out.
This is Strong's G 4912, soon echo in the Greek. And going right to the point, it says of cattle squeezed that pushing in on each side, forcing the beast into a position where it cannot move, so the farmer can administer medication.
So would be the people, the masses, back in the day in the 90s, when somebody was a father, they called them a herd, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know, the masses are being brought into a situation or a place of difficulty in which they're going to be implementing that MOTB in hopes, and they will take it willingly in hopes to get back to a so-called normal lifestyle, which, you know, wisdom and Solomon, like the elder just brought out beautifully, the 14th chapter, that they call this, loosely paraphrasing, they call this madness that you see before you peace. And all types of wickedness is here. So we're here to tell you that there's a new way that's coming, which is the kingdom of heaven for you so-called Negro, Latino, and Native Americans. Also, people who may look like other nations but are in fact Israelites, man. There's a better way that's coming. So flee this life so you can attain real life.
And pretty much what they're doing is pretty much they're driving everybody, like you read about the cattle. They're driving everybody to a position of difficulty and straits, which is also known as a bottleneck. Like, you know, you have 3-lane highway, 4-lane highway, then there's an accident on the highway, and it's shut down to one lane, only one lane at a time. That's a bottleneck. There's a narrow passage to get through there, so it causes difficulty. It causes people to get antsy and lose their patience and all that. So that's pretty much what these devils are doing with this digital system. I just wanted to read the definition for bottleneck. It says a bottleneck is a point of congestion or restriction in the system that slows down the overall process and limits its capacity. The term originates from the literal narrow neck of a bottle that restricts the flow of liquid. And pretty much, you know, like the liquid would be like currency. You know, it's like the flow of everything, everyday life, you know, is being restricted. You know, because they're narrowing everything and they're making shortages. You know, the situation with Iran and the shortage of fuel, the shortage of fertilizer coming over here, the farmers not being able to farm. You know, they're losing a lot of crops. So, you know, the stuff that people are dealing with now is old store. Now, the new store is not being restored because they don't have enough. So the effects of this whole situation in Iran hasn't really fully affected these people. They're just in the beginning stages of it. Pretty soon it's going to start getting more and more hectic. As we read in Luke 21, the stress of nations with perplexity. And that's going to cause a state of pretty much anger, desperation. And when you get anger and desperation and these people that are not disciplined and don't have any hope, they're going to start losing.
Yeah.
You got it, Elder.
That's right. You got some of that, my brother?
May I get a quick one?
Of course you can, brother.
This is Sirach chapter 11 and verse 25. It says, in the day of prosperity, there is a forgetfulness of affliction. And in the day of affliction, there is no more remembrance of prosperity. You know, and prosperity is essentially what, you know, America, Babylon the Great has been experiencing, you know, for quite some time now. You know, so these people, they're getting ready to be in for a rude awakening when all these things are taken away in an instant, which is why it's so important to not put off, you know, getting right with Yahweh Shem Yahushua and utilizing this grace period. You know, just want to get that.
The water, brother. Appreciate that.
Then Willie's offense, B Jeezy, Mr. Microsoft.
Okay.
He been pushing people getting used to eating bugs and eating insects and eating all these different things.
Yeah.
Like why?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So you see all these people that's eating on these videos and tasting food in their car and all that. Once all that's cut off, you know, it's like, bro, people make a living off eating.
Yeah. Mukbang.
You know what I'm saying?
Let's start a mukbang.
You know what I'm saying?
Bro.
So people gonna go from being able to eat whatever they want to that being rations, for being able to talk and say whatever they want to and do whatever they want to everything's gonna be cut off overnight.
That's right.
You know?
Yeah,
Like,
of course. Especially these women out here, man. A lot of these women, you have lived this deliciously from this enterprise, America. You've been able to suck and fuck and eat whatever you want to, excuse my language. Right? Excuse my language.
Men too?
You know what I'm saying? You know? Right? But hey, that wickedness is little compared to that woman.
Oh yeah.
You women have done the thing. Man. And guess what? The Most High is gonna put you on that on a diet. Okay? Alright? If somebody can get Amos 4 and 1, but get it in the NLT Bible Bashar. I'm getting it in the NLT for a particular reason.
Right.
We're gonna come back to it.
I got you.
I got it.
Okay.
Okay.
This is Amos 4:1. In the NLT, it says, "Listen to me, you fat cows living in Samaria."
That's right. You big girls. Living good, eating good. Stomach all out.
That Shirley we saw earlier.
Yeah, I was thinking about that as I was speaking, man. Yeah. Good all out with some yoga pants on and a tank top. Yeah, with a crop top on. Shaking like this all over the place. Right? With an attitude. Somebody be nice to you, you tell them what you ain't gonna do.
They gonna bring the bottle of water to me.
You have absolutely nothing to give to a man. You're worn out spiritually, physically, but you live deliciously. Okay? It's the Most High is going to have it to where you women are going to be in straits. Now, this particular scripture here, this is actually talking about the northern tribe. It's talking about Samaria, but we can utilize this for the southern tribe women too. So whether it's Big Shirley or Big Maria,
That's it.
right? Your burrito eating ass. Rice and pollo eating ass.
Yep, ain't gotta do nothing.
Yeah.
Look on each other.
Coach, you know what I'm saying? We just got gal at 12. Hurt.
And if I may add, when it's amazing to see these curses when I'm working, and when I'm in Miami, I see a lot of the Cubans and the what's that from Trinidad? Benjamin. Yeah, so I see Benjamin, again, Cuban, and I look at how all of they have is restaurants. It's like Cuban sandwiches and stuff like that. And, because that's the only thing that they can do to have for work. But Esau will provide that. But going back to what you're saying, the women, their legs are huge. I never seen an ankle and a leg that huge, and I know it comes from that pork because of inflammation. And it's just amazing how the curses follow our people, and you can tell when you're in an Israelite community. It doesn't matter what tribe it is, man. And it's like, man, I look at that and see how Esau, have those our people red line, and just, man, it's just when you brought that up, that's all I could think about.
That's right. Our people have, living decadence here, especially our women, man. Yeah. To be the apostle now, we went to, a spot to get some, a couple of things. And you see the heathen woman versus our women, and the difference is stark.
Mm-hmm.
These heathen look thin, they look in shape, they dress modestly. You look at our women, man. They scooting by.
Yeah, Daisy Dukes in a house top that's way uncomfortable.
Yeah. Is it you comfortable with that? Yeah. It's like, man, won't you tuck your stomach in, man?
Yeah. That's horrible.
Look terrible. But this is because of this system here. So the Most High having to where judgment is coming. Most High's having it to where, guess what? Again, you about to be in straits. And a lot of these women, it's already happening. Right?
You see one nigga woman that crashed out. I don't know where the location was, but she shot 2 attorneys.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But basically, her mom was sick. They was messing over her medication and all that. She ended up dying in the hospital. So the woman tried to get the law involved, get a lawsuit. I'm talking about just loss after loss after loss, to the point to where she waited outside the courtroom. Yeah, she waited outside court. And when the 2 lawyers came out, she put holes in both of them. Killed them. You know what I'm saying? Now she's gonna go to prison. But that's what I'm saying. People crashing out. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna get way bigger than people just talking about, I can't pay my light bill, and screaming in the car right before they go into the job.
Yeah.
No, it says sedition among men is coming.
Yep.
We see in the build up of that.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? We read in Luke 21 and 25 that the stress is on the people. Yeah, that squeeze is financially, emotionally, socially, any kind of oceanly you can put in there that's how people is being affected. You know what I'm saying? And the prophets is laughing at it, because when we see people crashing out in the car, we know why.
Right.
Because the Lord revealed his secrets to his servants, the prophets.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? You got it.
That's right, you know, and that's coming. A lot of you women, man, you're gonna be in straits in that day, right? And you're gonna be looking for this place to go back to normal. And guess what? That's gonna give you incentive to take that MOTV, and you're gonna be destroyed by Heavenly Father, right? Hey, let's finish that in Amos 4th chapter.
This is Amos 4:1 in the NLT. It says, "Listen to me, you fat cows living in Samaria, you women who oppress the poor
Heifers.
and crush the needy."
Listen up, heifer.
Crush the needy, you talk down on poor. A man need X amount to talk to you. You know what I'm saying? He gotta have this, and that. Right? You look down on the man of your nation that doesn't have money. Right?
All y'all doing is letting us know who to stay away from.
Right.
Oh, it's gonna take all that just to talk to you, then I'm gonna save my bread.
Right,
Yeah, that's not a flex.
Yeah, you average. You know, you average. You're an average human being. If that really, you're a terrible human being.
Below average.
Right, you below average. Right. Socially, you're in the slow class, content mastery. All right. The Most High is going to visit you. Okay, and it's going to be something that's a biblical proportion.
Yeah.
Go ahead, brother. We'll finish that.
Yep. It says, "Listen to me," Amos 4:1. "Listen to me, you fat cows living in Samaria, you women who oppress the poor and crush the needy, and who are always calling to your husbands, bring us another drink."
A headache to your husband. A lot of you women, man, you utilize marriage as an opportunity to do what? To have a man in bondage to you. Right? Oppressed. A man is oppressed in his own house by a dragon. Leviathan. Right? The Most High is going to judge you for that, man. Go ahead, bro.
Verse 2, it says, "The sovereign Lord has sworn by his holiness, the time will come when you will be led away with hooks in your noses. Every last one of you will be dragged away like a fish on a hook."
That's right, and that actually happened. Well, I can't say actually, but that happened to the Sumerians. Well, that happened to the northern tribe, right? When the Assyrians took them into captivity. As a council, they were actually going into captivity naked. This is going to happen to a lot of women, right? You're going to be taken into severe captivity. There's going to be concentration camps set up because a lot of people in droves are not going to be able to take care of themselves, brothers. A lot of people out here, you know what I'm saying, that are living off of one income. When they lose that income via AI, they're going to be in straits. A lot of these people that's living by themselves, they're going to be led to concentration camps, man. Okay? And it's going to be a lot of women that's going to be in captivity. Okay? And they're going to be presented a choice. Either you're going to stay in a dilapidated state, or we'll give you some sense of normalcy by you taking this MOTB. We'll set you up in a 15-minute city. You don't have to worry about paying anything, owning anything, right? And you'll be happy.
I'll say, which is the state of women in the ancient world. You taken care of, you ain't got nothing to worry about, know your role, shut your mouth.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna go, that's the normalcy that they this normalcy bias,
Yeah.
they wanna go back to normal, but they don't realize that this is what normal is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's not normal for a woman to be out there all loosey-goosey and talking shit and no, it's not meant for you to be the boss. We don't need you to climb no ladders and none of that shit. Like, that's what I'm saying. You talking about you want a man that's gonna take care of you, you ain't gotta do shit. No. First of all, you gonna have to do some shit. It ain't nobody on the planet that ain't gotta do nothing. You know what I'm saying? Everybody gotta do something. So this notion that somebody just gonna take care of you and you ain't gotta do nothing, that's what I'm saying. That was planted in your head in the garden. That's that Gardenian pact. That goes way back. You know what I'm saying? To think that the rulership that was set up by Yahweh Shimon Howard Shah ain't good enough, or you a slave, you in captivity. Nigga, all you gotta do is make sure it's so good to eat in the house clean. That's captivity. But that's what I'm saying. I'm supposed to get all up under you after 40 hours of work, and you default traffic to get to the crib. Eat like a bitch. Like that's what I'm saying. So this normalcy I want to get back to is the spiritual aspect of normalcy. You just don't understand it yet. You know? You got it.
Right. And like what the elder just brought up beautifully, man. You know, these women, they're gonna be looking for some sense of normalcy, right? That death, and it's gonna lead to their death. Hey, let's go back to that normalcy bias, Baba Shah. I'm gonna read a little bit more on that.
We're reading again. Normalcy bias is a psychological tendency where people assume things will continue normally even during warning signs of danger or major change. Because of that, they may underestimate threats, ignore risk, or delay action. Delay action.
That's right. So they're not people that come across us. They're not listening to us because they don't believe that destruction is coming. And what Adam tell them, look, man, your demise is soon if you don't turn back to the Heavenly Father. But the majority of our people, what do? They fan their hand and stiff their neck. So a lot of people, they're only going to understand only by death, by pain. Okay? If somebody can get 1 Thessalonians, the first chapter, stay from there, bro. You know, if you want to read for me.
Social people may deny clear signs because accepting them feels too disruptive. And then it has some related terms here: cognitive dissonance, resisting information that conflicts with existing beliefs.
That's right. So people don't believe that the American dollar is going to tank, and it's tanking right before your eyes. Inflation is happening. Right? They're saying that inflation is going to increase to 4.1%.
Yeah, because they don't want this particular life that in the way that they're used to be changed.
Right.
But they don't understand that that's exactly what the international bankers are doing.
That's right.
You know, this is why they're imploding the system with this poly-crisis that's going on worldwide.
That's right.
And especially the situation going on in Iran. This is systematically being engineered because the rewiring of the new system is going to be digital. You know, like I was just listening to this video, I did a lesson on it. You know, if I may, I'll just play it real quick. It's like not even a minute long. And you know, he'll say it more perfect than I can. Just bear with I.
Can you kind of, well, maybe that should be, yeah.
I'm gonna come right up on it.
The water.
You should be able to hear it too.
Local economy is any mention of how workers are going to fare. We have been, and we still are, and for the next 10 years we will be rewiring the global economy to play the networks that we laid before, which were highways, utilities, railways, and now we're laying cloud, artificial intelligence factories, and data centers. And that, on a fundamental basis, that's what's happening. So there will be $10 trillion from power, AI, factories, data centers, and fiber build out, playing to basically rewire the world for the new economy that's coming.
That's right. So there's a whole new way that's coming, right? And a part of that way that's coming is the rights that you think you have as a red-blooded American is going to be stripped from you, man. You're going to be a digital slave. They don't know what you're thinking, where you're at, what you're spending on, and they won't be able to regulate it. If you say something out of line, guess what? They could turn you, basically turn you off from the various amenities of society. Case in point, that's what they have in China with the whole social credit scores. Right? People who speak against the government, they can't travel. They're stuck within the parameter of that country, or even that particular city that they're in. This is why they're erecting 15 major cities for that control. There will be no more owning cars. Right? Yeah, I have a car that I just paid off. You know what I'm saying? No, there'll be no more of that. You know, you want to go somewhere, order Uber. Okay? You will own nothing and be happy. The food that you have, that you eat now is already ultra processed. Guess what? There will be no alternative to ultra processed food. You will be eating prison food.
Well, it's gonna be a digital prison.
Right. Right. Be digital prison, man.
And then the thing about it, Esau gonna get these niggas to sign up for this shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's crazy.
He calls it all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond. Yeah, everybody gonna have to deal with that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, and that's the thing. It's gonna be so easy to get the majority of people to take it that the people that resist Esau gonna be offended.
Yeah.
Like, what you mean?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm at the fullness of my sufficiency, and you hate.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's since 2020, right? Even though we've been knowing through the spirit, the devil know that he had but a short time.
Mm-hmm.
But since 2020, he's been nonstop.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's just been issue after issue after lie after lie after confusion after confusion for the past 6 years, and everybody losing it. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, everybody can still go to Starbucks. Everybody can still Netflix and chill. Everybody can still do what they want to do. You know what I'm saying? But when it comes to the point to where you can't, that's what I said. When you go from a goddamn hamburger with 10 patties on that hole to a roast ball, you're gonna be offended.
Yeah.
But you're not gonna be able to do nothing. You know what I'm saying? And that's what the elder going into. You know what I'm saying? The Lord is gonna bitch slap the planet.
A roast ball with legs.
Yep. And a lot of people, they're going to be taken off guard.
Yeah.
A lot of people, they're not paying attention to the times that we're living in.
Yeah.
You know, and even the warnings that they hear, they're not adhering to them.
Can somebody get 2 Peter 3?
I got it.
What the hell?
Yeah,
What
This-
kind of person ought you to be knowing all this about to be dissolved?
Come. This is
3:10.
Yeah.
3 and 9.
I got it. You want me to start from the Lord is not slack?
Come.
This is 2 Peter chapter 3 and verse 9, and it reads, the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai is not slack concerning his promise.
Concerning this promise, right? The prophecies. The prophecies are promises that the Lord made. You see? And you have to understand the prophecies to understand what's going on. You got it?
Continuing on, as some men count slackness, but is long-suffering to us ward, not willing that any should perish, but that all should come to repentance.
You know, the elect is the only ones that's going to come to repentance.
Verse 10.
That's what it's for. Go ahead.
Verse 10, and it reads, but the day of the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai will come as a thief in the night.
See, just like the elder said, people going to get caught out there slipping. Prophets been out there since the 60s. You know what I'm saying? Especially this boom since 2007. So ain't nobody gonna be able to say that they didn't know. You know, go ahead.
Continuing on, in the which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat.
Talk about World War III, the destruction of Esau's kingdom, power structure, this beast system. Yeah, they Renaissance, all that's getting burnt up. You know what I'm saying? That we see in the buildup of it. You know? He's putting the squeeze on people thinking that he's gonna benefit from it, but at the end it's gonna bite him. Okay? Now as Israelites, you know what I'm saying? Not these fringe frogs,
right.
not the goof troop. No. The elect of the nation of Israel. Right? Go ahead.
Continuing on, the earth also and the works that there are in shall be burnt up.
And I'm saying that the Lord is bringing his judgment to rid the planet of wickedness. You see? 2/3 of Israel, the heathen, Esau, all the wickedness, you either get wiped out or you go into slavery. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Verse 11, and it reads, seeing then that all these things shall be dissolved, what manner of persons ought ye to be?
What are we supposed to be talking about in these times?
That's right.
Seeing the trucking industry, seeing the famine coming, seeing the women losing their mind about to get their judgment, seeing Esau crash out, seeing the heathen. Some heathen don't know what the fuck they doing. They just finding bullshit to eat. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, nigga snake hunting, looking for dinner. Just goofy. Right? Go ahead.
Starting from the top again, and it reads, seeing then that all these things shall be dissolved, what manner of persons ought ye to be in all holy conversation?
That's what I'm saying. What's really going on?
Yeah.
You see, knowing that the Lord is going to burn Babylon the Great, what should you be on?
Right. That's it, bro.
Done.
That's it.
Was that it?
It was just a little bit more ungodliness.
See, that's what I'm saying. And our conversation is about the Lord's business. That's our conversation. Did you not know that we're about our Father's business? Oh, it's such and such birthday. Oh, it's such and such this. Oh, it's such and such that. Did you not know that I got to be downtown by 8?
Right.
That's it. If you ain't on that, you ain't on nothing. You on destruction mode. You know? You got this point.
That's it. Boy said. Does anybody have that 1 Thessalonians 5?
I got you.
Why, brother?
This 1 Thessalonians chapter 5 and verse 1. But of the times and the seasons, brethren, ye have no need that I write unto you.
Just like the other said. We see what's going on, you know. We understand, you know, that it's time. It's a time of individual refinement. You know, brothers have been speaking about getting themselves together or getting the individual together, and that's very important, man. Understanding that your faith in Yahushua, that's going to prompt you, your salvation, not anybody else. Nobody else can save you. What's going to save you is that relationship that you have between Yahushua and yourself, right? And I get it. Understand that. That's why brothers are in the spirit that they're in. I believe they're amongst the elect. Okay? Right? Conversely, these people in the world, man, they're a lackadaisical, you know what I'm saying, worldly corner spirit that's going to lead to their destruction.
It's 1 Thessalonians 5 and verse 2. For yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord so cometh as a thief in the night. Verse 3. For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape.
So a lot of this turmoil that we see being built up is going to hit a lot of people as a surprise, especially in the next few months. If this war continue as it is, you know, America is, you know, on a pathway of basically running out of reserve oil. Then we're going to be in some serious trouble. Gas will continue to going up. They're saying these trucks out here saying if it gets to $6.50, that's the cutoff point to where they basically can't make a profit by running the trucks. They have to shut it down. Yeah. So the transportation industry is being dismantled right before your eyes. Think about it. If a truck, an 18-wheeler, holds about 300 gallons of oil, and it gets $6.50. That's over $1,900 to fill up that tank. Think about that. Okay? So the supply chain that we've been living deliciously off of is being dismantled right before our eyes. Mm-hmm. This is going to cause what? Shortages. Oil is going to be rationed out So they're not gonna just let it be depleted, right? They're more sophisticated than that, right? Right. There's gonna be certain days in which certain people can drive, certain days where they can't. That's coming. Food's gonna be rationed out. All that's coming. Okay? And this is gonna take a lot of people off guard because they believe that they have rights.
Mm-hmm.
Right? They don't believe that, Babylon, these elites won't take their rights from them. So they're gonna act in a very rash and a very entitled way. Right? That's gonna further lead to their destruction. Is what it says in Proverbs 16:18. Pride comes before destruction, and the heart of spirit before a fall. Right? The hell you gonna tell a soccer mom with those fucking shades on that she can't feed her kids? Right? How you think she gonna respond? She gonna respond carnally, man.
I know my rights. And
Yeah,
and
this and that.
Yep, and he gonna hit her ass upside the head with that Billy stick and be like, get your ass back in the house. That's how we gonna do that.
Yep.
They finna start saying, that's what I'm saying, Americans are finna be handled extremely rough moving forward.
Yep. My phone dead.
Shut up.
Yep. Damn. Sorry, let's keep going.
I got the charges.
This verses 5 and 4. It says, "But ye brethren are not in darkness, that day shall overtake you as a thief."
That's right. So we're not in darkness, and things gonna overtake us as a thief. All right. We understand the times that we're living in, man. We're gonna move accordingly. Right. So, brothers, while the camera is off, hey, if you got money, just put get a little extra water and things of that nature, go ahead and do it. Alright? With spirit, go ahead and do it. I'm telling you to be a prepper. No, obviously not. Right?
We just watching the times.
Watching the times and just, being a big brother to you.
It's our job to watch. You know what I'm saying? So if we watching and we seeing, you know what I'm saying? We're not already seeing situations where people getting their ass whipped over toilet paper and the stove empty and all that. We were prophets. We already knew it was going to be a shortage. So go on, get it while you can.
Right?
You know what I'm saying?
Water is about to increase, brothers. If you're not, I don't know if you guys already noticed, it's already increasing. It's already at $7.30 or something like that. And it used to be like,
I'm so glad my fridge shoot water out that motherfucker.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
filtered water.
And the reason why is because plastic is a product of oil, right? What they're not telling you is, you got these Americans saying, well, we produce oil here, but we produce a certain type of oil.
Yeah.
The oil that we
Sweet oil.
produce is sweet,
Yeah.
it's basically sweet light oil. You know what I'm saying? Which is, it doesn't have as much additives, as the heavy crude oil. But the thing about it is, the refineries here are set up for the heavy crude oil.
Because they were never updated.
You know what I'm saying? And the heavy crude oil, we get it from the spread of how it moves.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So we get about 90% of the oil from that area. All right? And the oil that we produce over here, we send it over there to be refined. Now what's going on? The refineries are being basically bombed in that region. This is going to further the strain of oil and the production of oil products, making things more expensive.
Being done systematically.
It's systematically being done. So with that being said, you have, money to, get some water and things like that nature, because you can live for a long time without food. Without that water, you stress. I myself, when I go, if I buy 2 cases of water, I buy a couple of gallons of water. this is what that could last me a few days. A gallon of water is about 8 bottles of plastic, water bottles. Okay? So you got about 6 of those or 12 of those, you do math. Okay? But we come in those times. Versus these people out here in the world, man, you know, these motherfuckers drink goddamn the energy drinks and think they're hydrated for the day. Through. So you know, so that's fine with it, but us knowing the times that we're living in, there's a certain way in which we need to go ahead and start getting ourselves together. Because something else that's about to happen is the ministry is about to go to the next level.
Just like it did back in 2001. You know, the school was shut down and everything shifted to the next level.
Right. It's about to be that next level. There's gonna be a lot of brothers out there, certain places that are not gonna be able to live there anymore, man. There's certain places that brothers are gonna have to just leave.
Yep.
Like we have to literally go. It's not safe here. Right? Like the West Coast and all that, case in point.
Yeah. That's why that's why it's going, you know, the gas prices are so high. You know, because, you know, that area is not gonna be livable. Not, you know, I'm thinking now is that they're doing that because those areas are pretty much they want to use those to build up the infrastructure of this new world order.
Right.
You know, through the data system, you heard what the dude said earlier.
Right.
He said, you know, everything is being moved in the direction. He said data centers, he said AI and cloud seeding. And that's going to be the new, pretty much the new economy for the future. Pretty much that's what they're rewiring the new economy for. It's for data centers, the cloud seeding, because that all has to do with data. This is why right now data is the new gold, as they say, you know, because this is the system that they're establishing to be able to surveil the whole world. Right. They shall be like the Most High, you know. They want to control everyone. That's why, you know, Cotton Schwab, as the up and coming elder number one Gabar calls him, Klaus Schwab said that you will own nothing and be happy. You will eat the bugs. You know, the elder mentioned the roach ball, right? Now, in the movie Snowpiercer, right? What they were eating protein bars. So, you know, protein, you thinking meat or beans or something. Well, when they started breaking through the train, they came to the dude that was creating these protein bars, and they found out they were nothing but roaches. They were put in a machine and turned into those blocks, and they were fighting for those blocks.
Yeah, and then once they found out it was roaches, it was like that was the straw that broke the camel back. It was like he mutinying now.
And then the motherfuckers in the front, they were eating steak, they were eating, you know, real food. Which shows you, you know, the so-called elite banking families, they're gonna be eating. And the rest of the people are gonna be eating trash, garbage.
They made a show out of it too.
What's that?
Snowpiercer.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, I think it's like 3 or 4 seasons of it.
Damn.
Yeah, they got all the meat off that ball.
Damn.
Well, they got all the roach out that ball.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, they showed that they showed cannibalism happen too.
The road.
Yeah, the old guy that was you know what I'm saying, that was basically, you know, put in place to keep the you know, the lower class docile. He gave up his arm.
Yep.
That's gonna happen. People gonna be desperate out here to where, you know, they'll eat somebody, bro. Think about it, bro. You got people out there, like the elder said this earlier, that literally chug a goddamn liter of Coca-Cola in 12 seconds.
Literally.
Think about that shit, bro. What you think we're gonna do when this thing can't eat? Big greasy motherfucker.
Crash out.
He gonna eat somebody.
He gonna crash out.
Yeah. I got to eat.
Same thought.
Yeah. I think his stepson that giving him hell. That boy, he got her there.
Man. Yeah, they gonna be eating their own fingers.
Head
They gonna have his middle finger for lunch.
Yeah.
Just gnawing on the coat.
I got a precept on this.
Now I was just shaking my head because what he said, he eat his stepson. Goddamn. Head barbecue.
I never liked it anyway, but I like it now.
Baruch chapter 2 verse 1, it says, therefore Yahweh Shemiah Shai hath made good his word, which he pronounced against us and against our judges that judged Israel, and against our kings, and against our princes, and against all the men of Judea. It says, to bring upon us great plagues, such as never happened under the whole heaven, as it came to pass in Jerusalem, according to the things that were written in the law of Moses, that a man should eat the flesh of his sons and the flesh of his own daughter.
That's coming back.
It's coming back.
Yeah, because that happened, I want to say, in the Babylonians.
Yeah, happened.
Come on.
Babylonians, Romans,
Yep.
During the
siege.
you know, Jacob turned to cannibalism.
And it will say, there's no new thing under the sun.
Yep.
Right? It will say, the things that the thing that had been is that which shall be. The things that have been done, you know what I'm saying, they're gonna be done over again. You know? So as we go into the history, we actually time traveling through the scriptures.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? We can tell you about past, present, and future. Going through the word. You see? So when we tell you people that's gonna be resorting to cannibalism, we see in the build up to it. It was a build up to each time we had to deal with cannibalism. You know what I'm saying? It ain't like one day you eat pizza and the next day you eat Henry. No, it's a build up to the shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And the Lord ain't worried about time. The Lord ain't tripping out 30 minutes here or 50 years there. No, the Lord ain't worried about minutes and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? So his build up to these things, it gives the prophets enough time to process what's going on, present it to the people. You know what I'm saying? The Lord is very fair with all this judgment he's gonna bring. Can't nobody say they didn't know. You know what I'm saying? But it do tell you people gonna get caught out there like a thief in the night. You see? So it ain't that they didn't hear the information, it's just they didn't hearken to it.
Right. Process.
That's why you're gonna be out there bad. You know what I'm saying? That's why you're gonna be chewing on your children.
Misuse of prophets.
You know what I'm saying?
I got one real quick. This is 2 Kings chapter 6 and verse 25, going into the famine. It says, and there was great famine in Samaria. And when you read up, you know, it tells you that. Matter of fact, let me just read up real quick. 2 Kings 6 and 24. It says, and it came to pass after this that Ben-Hadad, king of Syria, gathered all his host and went up and besieged Samaria. And there was a great famine in Samaria, and behold, they besieged it until an ass's head was sold for 4 pieces of silver, and the 4th part of a cab of dove's dung for 5 pieces of silver.
Now, and that's expensive.
Yeah.
So you eating dove do, and it's $100.
Donkey face.
Donkey face.
Yeah. And the dove doodle is more expensive than the donkey head.
Boy, you in straights.
And there's some shit.
Damn it, boy.
Yeah, no pun intended.
Intended. Yeah. Man.
That's coming, brothers.
Yeah,
It's
man.
coming to where it's gonna get very expensive out here.
It's like the donkeys was more expensive. It's because the donkey head was unlawful.
Yep. If I may, the main reason I brought that out is because, like y'all going into, it shows a change in mentality. You know what I mean? People's taste buds are gonna change. People gonna stop caring about, you know, all the other things, what things taste like, and they don't want to eat anything.
Right. Yeah. Is this grass fed?
Well, yeah, grass fed roaches.
Yeah.
Enjoy.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah. I can see people pulling up, you know what I'm saying, with in a van with some meat, people just ain't even asking no question where it came from.
Look at the beauty of it. While all this is going on, the Lord said that His servants gonna eat. His servants gonna be okay.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? So having that understanding of what's coming, and that the Lord is gonna protect you through that. That's all we need.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We done seen the account of water coming out of rocks and manna being falling from heaven. We done seen all that already through the scriptures. You know what I'm saying? Elijah fed by the raven. You know, tell them like I would like to go into a higher accent. It was a famine then. And you seen all that faith within that famine. We gonna be all right. You know what I'm saying? The Lord said He got us. The Lord said He got us. It don't matter how. You know what I'm saying? If you starving and some lawful food just show up, you ain't worried about how it got there. You just gonna thank the Lord that it did. You like,
Hey, can we get Isaiah 33 and 6? We live it on that. Anybody else have something? Just let them come out. Go ahead, go. Y'all get what y'all had first. Anybody got something?
You got it.
We'll go to Isaiah 33 and 6.
Isaiah 33 and 6. I'm gonna read it in the Oxford Bible, the Oxford Anointed Bible. It says, this is Isaiah chapter 33, verse 6. It says, He will be the stability of your times. It says, abundance of salvation, wisdom, and knowledge.
you're gonna have to have that wisdom and knowledge of Yahweh to be stable in these days. You see? How the Lord said His servants gonna be, He gonna laugh at these people's calamity, all those different things. We've been telling people that for years through the Spirit. You see, now it's coming up and it's coming to pass. You know, you got all these people like, bro, eventually all the scoffers gonna realize they was wrong.
Yep.
Right.
And out of pocket.
You see a lot of them ain't been scoffing. Well, I take that back. You got a lot of that scoffing on TikTok and stuff like that. But yeah, they gonna figure out they're wrong too. But everybody can tell you what they don't believe in, but few people can tell you what they do.
Right.
All these Christians, they saying that they don't believe in what we got going on, but y'all ain't bringing out, y'all ain't talking about the end times at all, man. You too busy worried about trying to disprove us. You need to be worried about getting yourself together for the day of the Lord.
Man.
Because they don't even know what the day of the Lord is. They believe the day of the Lord is Jesus coming back and dapping everybody up like the elder y'all like to say, passing out flowers. Nigga, look at you guys, you know you should have did that. Like Prince looked at know you should have did that. It's okay. Like, no, nigga, you're about to get judged.
And like the people who say, the Lord knows my heart. That's exactly why He's going to kill you. He knows exactly why He needs to get rid of you.
The Lord gonna get a lot of people back, man, for painting himself, for painting him as if he was just weak or something like that. The Lord is not weak. He's not a weak dude, man. He's a man of war, bro. But people gonna find out the hard way.
He's long suffering.
Yep.
Just because he ain't jacked you up yet, don't mean he ain't gonna get you.
I know he's gonna get you. The Lord, when he get you back, he'll get you back in such a methodical way.
You don't see it coming.
That you have to
Don't know it's in there.
It's the Lord. As I was speaking, I was thinking about the Sakari that totally dismantled that camp.
I'm talking about broke it down systematically. Yeah, I'm talking about broke it, scattered it. Yeah. Doctrine even worse.
And how the head went out, I'd rather get shot.
Man.
I'd rather wear like Tupac,
Man.
shit like that.
And worse. So that's far.
That was the worst result I've ever seen in my entire life.
Yep. And it's only going to intensify with these other groups.
I got something real quick.
No.
Sirach 16:11. And if there be one stiff-necked among the people, it is marvel if he escape unpunished. For mercy and wrath are with him. He is mighty to forgive and to pour out displeasure. As his mercy is great, so is his correction also. He judges the man according to the works.
You got it.
It's not like they paint the Lord as some weak person that's just all love. I know, but the Most High is balanced. You know, He has great mercy that we see as Israelites, but that correction is also equal to that mercy. That the scriptures and prophecies describe that. How He's going to put BTA or belt to ass to these people in these times. And we already been seeing that. You know, it's only worse. You know, Yahushua said they don't want me to rain hell from Luther's paraphrasing. Bring before them and slay them off with their heads, man. Yeah, Yahushua not playing no games. Like he said, He's not coming back to get daps and hugs. Yeah, just participation trophies and that type of crap. He's coming to bring judgment and kick ass and take names. You know, but also He's coming to bring mercy and blessings to His elect, but for the other side of that spectrum.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because words can't describe what He's about to do to these people.
That's right. Can we go back to that? Isaiah 33:6. Hey, I'm sorry, brother. Can you just read the kids KJV?
Ton.
Yeah, I was trying to catch it.
That's what I was gonna do.
I couldn't. You know what I'm saying?
My bad.
No, I tried to.
33 and 6. This is Isaiah chapter 33, verse 6. It says, "And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy time, and strength of salvation. For the fear of Yahweh by Shemi Shai is his treasure."
I want you to look at the y'all just brought out those that fear the Lord. They will be stable in that time. Keep on going.
Con. Verse 7, it says, "Behold, their violent, the violent one shall cry without, and the ambassador of peace shall weep bitterly."
Right, so even the elite of the people, guess what? They're going to be in straits. Okay? Right? Go ahead, bro. You got two more?
Yeah, this is Proverbs chapter 22, verse 3. I will read NLT. It reads, "A prudent person foresees danger and takes precautions. The simpleton goes blindly on and suffers the consequences." Right? So it's true. They have to spiritually aware of the prophecies that's going on. These people, they don't know. So what's going to happen is they're going to be receivers of the consequences, not prepared spiritually, not taking heed to the prophecies, not following the spiritual forecast, and also physically, being in the physical realm here, like the brother said earlier, getting extra waters here and there, not getting married, having that mentality to continue, living in this world, as it says in where is it? The top speaks about the days of Noah, right? They're giving in marriage, having that mindset. A lot of people are going to have that mindset, that's going to lead them to take the trip. That's right. You got to be prudent, sensible, measuring the times.
Let's go back to that Isaiah 33:8.
This is Isaiah chapter 33, verse 8. It says, "The highways lie waste, the wayfaring men ceaseth."
That's right. Going here, there, vacation, and things of that nature. Passport bros.
Passport no.
Girls trips. All that's good being brought up, man. And we just had, Spirit Airline.
Yep.
Closed down because it's just too expensive for them to do business. That's a telltale sign of the economy, man. Right? You're assuming traveling even to work is going to be a hassle. But if gas gets to $5 or 50 cents, think about that, man. I feel the other day to see how much it costs, and I'm looking into it for doing it.
Yeah, it took $70 to fill my tank up from a quarter tank. Yeah, usually I fill up at the half tank.
Yeah.
But they got away from me, ended up doing more driving than I expected. But yeah, I got down to a quarter tank. I was like, let me go on, fill up now.
Mm-hmm.
$70 fucking dollars, bro.
I was running the same as you. I feel though it almost cost me. It's like $79.56.
That shit crazy.
Yeah, and then $80 for me to fill up all the way. So if I let that bitch get to zero, like empty,
Yeah, don't let that light come on.
It hurts.
Yeah, don't let that light come on.
I'm down there. That's down there $90.
Yep.
So that's another thing, brothers. If you see your stuff half a tank, go ahead and put an extra 25 there. This is, you know what I'm saying, stay, keep it at a certain level, man. Don't let it get to empty. Not saying that some days you won't have it happen, because that's going to be a whole other bill.
Yeah.
We in Texas, when everything's 30, 40 minutes away. We go to class, go to camp. What is it, 30, 40 minutes, every week?
Yep.
Yeah, gas.
There and back.
420 in plan.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Now.
That's cheap gas.
Right. You know?
Yeah, them two words don't go together. Cheap gas.
Cheap gas.
Right. So parlaying, going here to there, that's supposed to be cut short, brothers. Right?
I'll read that 8 again. Starting at the top, 8. It says, the highways lie waste, the wayfaring men ceaseth. It says, he hath broken the covenant, and he hath broken the covenant. He hath despised the cities. He regardeth no man.
That's right. So the Most High, you know what I'm saying, basically what's saying right there is, he disannulled the covenant he had with Israel and put these plagues on them. Well, that's basically it's still in effect, and it's going to be played out even more so now. And those that have taken on these scriptures, you know what I'm saying, according to what Psalms 15th chapter, they're going to be judged according to these scriptures too. So America, the so-called Christian nation, man, is going to be in some very serious predicament in the near future, brothers. I'm talking about a couple months, even less than that, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, we in that time, so take heed. All right,
Watch how you build.
take heed. You know what I'm saying? Take heed. All right. In your personal life, we put back some things, brothers. All right. The camera went off for a certain reason. All right. Go to verse 15. Verse 15.
Come. It says, he that walketh righteously, this is Isaiah 33:15. It says, he that walketh righteously and speaketh upright, he that despiseth the gain of oppressions, that shaketh his hand from holding the bridle or
The bribes.
the bribes. Salakia. It says that stopped his ear from hearing of blood and shut his eyes from seeing evil. All right, he shall dwell on high. His place of defense shall be the munitions of rocks. Bread shall be given him. His water shall be sure.
So that's living righteously, we're going to be taken care of ultimately, brothers. Ultimately, it's about faith in Yahweh Hashem Shah. Right? This is what we're exemplifying by going out there in highways and byways, doing our lessons, how we conduct ourselves in this world, amongst people, amongst each other, taking rebuke, giving rebuke, exhorting. You know what I'm saying? We're going to be finding that day. But just understand for yourself that this ministry is about to go to the next level. All hands gonna have to be on deck. More brothers are gonna be moving down here out there.
Hey, cause when I was in San Fran, I cast a lot, and what I should do, I didn't know, because when I moved to Texas, cast a lot fell on the earth. That's why I'm here.
Right. We've been prophesying for quite a while that more people are gonna be moving down here. We got 2 apostles down here. But this, you know, that's not, oh yeah, they down here. Okay. What's next? What's for dinner?
That's a statement.
Yeah, hey, blah, blah, blah. They got a precept. Blah, blah. Now wake up. Take heed. That's right. That's it. Take heed of yourself, dog. It's easy to point out somebody else's faults, man. Make sure that you are doing what you do to refine yourself. Guess what? You see somebody else's faults, they see yours too.
The Lord sees it.
The Lord sees it. The Lord gonna judge you on whether or not you being merciful or you being a complete dickhead towards your brother.
Yeah.
Whether it's directly or indirectly, bro.
It's dangerous.
Complete asshole.
No reason.
Yeah. So, hey, that's all I got. I hope it's edifying, giving all praise to.
I will show me how to shine by Sherman Kakadash.
That wants to be possible, everything well. The many salutations you got to handle this 12 and 2 shot.
Shalom.